Good morning, Nelson County family, and happy Thursday. Welcome to the Community Brew Live and our fourth edition of our student gift showcase. Today we have Old Kentucky Home Middle School and a rock star panel lined up for you guys this morning. So without further ado, I'll kick it over to Chase.
Awesome. Thank you, Brooke. Excited to hear from our OKH Wildcats this morning. I know you guys have a lot of good stuff to share. So just as a reminder how this works, I'm going to let Miss Christy Lynch, who's the backpack leader at OKH, I'm going to turn it over to her in just a second. But as a reminder, we have the chat feature, and we love for you guys to comment and give feedback and ask questions and really help us think larger and bigger about the work that we're trying to do as a school community. And so please use that feature. And also, if you're on Facebook, same thing goes. That we want you guys commenting and chatting on Facebook as well, so we can do that. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Christy Lynch and let her take it away.
Thanks, Chase. Good morning, Nelson County. We have got some rock star kids for you guys today. I'm Christy Lynch, the backpack leader at OKH. We've got our architects, our energizers, and a couple of my backpack kiddos, and we are so excited to invite you guys into our story for a few moments. So welcome home. Architects, take it away. Bryce, if you want to start, you can unmute your mic.
Okay, yeah. So first of all, I just wanted to say just how great the architects have been. They have just put their whole heart and soul into everything that they've done. Like last year, if you're looking at last year, it was just kind of all new. It was just kind of a big pot, without you starting. It was just so messed up. There's nothing going on. But this year you could just see a great distance, a great leap of new and improved things. Just everybody, you could see everybody, how everybody's having fun. Everybody's getting into the games. Everybody's just joining up. You can just see the connection that's building. And I just think if we just did not implement this, the house system, then we would not have that as a school. And it's just so hard to keep building on it because I just don't know what to say about it. It's just so grand of a thing. But do any of the other architects have anything to say?
So, Bryce, let's talk a little bit. What exactly is an architect? Because we got a lot of people out there that may not be familiar with OKH or the word architect the way you guys use it. So what is an architect?
Okay, yeah. An architect is just a person who basically builds the home or builds the house system, which in the word architect is someone who builds a building or a home. So as an architect, we plan out the family Fridays. We'll plan out different activities. We'll plan just anything that you can think of for OKH or the house system. So we will do Care and Connect each morning. So we have around roughly 12 to 16 architects in each class. So in that architects class, you have probably 2 architects in a Care and Connect classroom. So they will plan that Care and Connect each morning, and then they will put it into motion each morning. So it's just such a great thing. Architects just do anything they can think of.
Got it. So you guys are kind of the leaders of the house system. So how many houses do you have at OKH?
We have 3.
3. And what are they?
It's Talbot, Moore, and Spalding.
I think so. Last year, I was a caretaker for OKH, and I think that I was inducted into the Talbot House. So I have to give a little shout out there. So which house are you in, Bryce?
I'm in Talbot.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So you guys, do you do this after school? Do you do this as how does when do the architects get together?
Well, the architect class is built into our schedule, so
Okay.
it's at the end of all of our days. So it's our sixth period, and it's just where we get together like each morning, like at the end of the day, and we just plan for about an hour and 15 minutes, and then we just go home.
So Lily, Ethan, do you all have class with Bryce?
I don't.
How
I
come?
don't either.
I'm in Spalding House.
I'm in the Moore.
And so talk a little bit about your all's roles. Lil, you go first, then Ethan.
Um, as of right now, in my class, we have like different like little committees. So I'm in spirit leader, and we help plan out things or help things with the teachers. So planning out things like either for Family Friday or upcoming events. I know when we had our rallies that we do at the end of each quarter, I'm pretty sure, when it was Spalding's house turn to do the rally, um, my team really helped with planning the whole thing out, getting the ideas for the rally and everything. So that's usually what I'm doing in my class.
Great. Ethan, so our story is welcome home. So because you're at home, you have to take ownership. So how do you feel like you've taken ownership as an architect?
We've made in my class we've made a folder that we put all of our work in, and that's how we know what we've done so far, and so we know that we can build up from that.
It's kind of like your accountability piece.
Yes.
Fabulous. So Brooke, okay, that's our architects. If you guys
So
have any other questions for them.
Well,
so
I was.
I, you
Oh,
know
go
one
ahead. You go ahead.
oh, go ahead. So one question I think is we try to ask here is we've been asking it the past few days is what have you guys learned from this experience, right? So you've been in the class, you're building the house system, you're leading Care and Connect and House of Pride rallies and or Family Fridays, whatever those might be. What have you learned from being in the class? What has it taught you? And all three of you can answer.
Really, I just think personally that I've learned is to just speak up and to like get into front of crowds. Like I've learned other things like throughout the course of like this class, but really, like the main thing was just to like get out of my shell and just because like I've like just this year I've spoken in front of the whole school. I've like spoken in front of just like Karen Connect. I've spoken in front of the Family Fridays. Like it's just making you a better person, just to bring things like into like further down the line.
Lily, Ethan, how about you guys?
Uh, Mine is kind of like Bryce's, but for me, it was to get out there and help more people because I wasn't really known to that before, and I just felt like I needed to do that more since I joined. But it kind of helped, kind of intertwined, and it kind of led to now.
Well, I have to hop over here to the chat because it seems like, I did not go to school with a house system, so this is kind of a new thing for me to kind of wrap my head around and understand, but I feel like as I'm reading these comments, there's a little bit of like friendly competition between these houses maybe cuz like I don't know. I'm reading here, let's see. We have Miss Robinson. She's like giving some shout outs to the Morehouse. Miss Ruiz, good go more. Miss Woosley, Bryce is in the best house. There's a lot of that going on. So like, so my question is like, what's the best house?
Oh, definitely Talbot.
No, it's Spalding. We've won a lot of games.
Was
We've
that
won
a loaded
a
question?
lot of them.
That's so I think it's great, guys, what you all are doing. I think one of the things that you all have taught us is that if we're serious about having houses and Care and Connect, that this student leadership component is essential because we cannot build things where we want people to come together and connect with their peers and grow as human beings, and then miss the student voice element that comes from you guys being a part of that. So thank you guys so much for your work this year. I know that you all have worked really, really hard. You guys have done a lot of really cool stuff, and I think that it's exciting to see the work that you're doing this year at OKH and how that will continue for many years to come. So you guys have kind of been the front runners, so to speak, and started this legacy at OKH that will endure long past you all. So thank you guys so much for your work. That's awesome. All right, Miss Lynch,
All right. So next is going to be our backpack leaders talking a little bit about how we are welcoming our community into our story. And Talbot House is the best. But go ahead, Clay, read.
So it's like how we're welcoming in our community partner. Okay.
Yes,
You got
sir.
it. So we went to Orbis and we welcomed them into our 3 houses. We gave them a house shirts and mugs, and then we made a spirit tunnel for them. We received 3 project ideas, and in our class, from Orbis, we broke up into our class, and we broke up into 3 groups, and we went through the process of like making like a 1-pager for the project, and like discussing ideas on how we could do it. Yeah.
So what are the projects that Orbis wanted us to work on?
Recruitment, help them to help them recruit other employees or future employees. The cell layout, new cell layout.
And then last,
Warehouse layout.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, Mr. Goff, do you have questions for these 4?
yeah. So how did you guys get connected with Orbis? What did you just kind of show up one day, or what was that? What did that process?
We went on externships, and we went to Orbis and all kinds of other places, and we felt like we should make Orbis our community partner.
And why was that? What drew you to Orbis?
So
It's like being back in school, right? Like somebody asks you a question.
yeah.
And so it's okay. Clayton, you can jump in too. So you guys went through the externship process. You guys got to see lots of different people. Let's stay there for a second. What was that process look like? Did you enjoy that? Did you like going and being able to see the different places in the community?
Yeah, it just like they gave us characteristics and like traits that we should have if we wanted a job like there someday, and like how to just be successful at your job. And Orbis stuck out the most to us because it was the closest to OKH, because they had some values that we also had that we used at OKH.
Yeah, so I heard I got to, excuse me. I talked to Ms. Lynch a little bit when you guys were going through that process, and that was one of the things that I think stuck out to her as well, is that they're really value driven at Orbis, and a lot of those same values were things that you guys were talking about at OKH. So you guys have connected with Orbis, and then you're creating these projects, and you said that they're how to recruit people, right? So you're marketing and HR, looking at the layouts for the warehouse and layouts for the sale. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's like their work area.
Gotcha. That's really cool. So you guys are putting those together, and then you'll start working on those, I guess, next school year. Right? Is that the goal? Awesome. So what are some things you guys have learned through this process?
Uh, they're like the Google Meets or the community partner.
The community partner that process
Um,
you learned.
uh, like one thing I've learned is or like they don't really like the employees who don't show up on time and stuff. So like you have to be there and then give 100%.
Clay, what do
That
you?
is
I learned like that the teamwork is a lot more efficient because when we walked by the sellouts, there was multiple people at one of the operators.
awesome. Reed, I think you spoke to something that is probably true across every employee that's
Yeah.
on time and working hard. That's awesome. Brooke, is there anything you want to chime in with here from the chat?
Yeah, you will definitely have quite the fan club happening right now on YouTube. Miss Christian Reynolds, she says, okay, woo hop, Lily Boyd, I'm so proud of your leadership. I feel like that might be an inside joke. I don't know. I hope I did that right, Miss Reynolds. Okay, Clay LaRue, you are awesome. Way to lead. That was also from her. Miss Alex Edlin, she said, Clay and Reed, so proud of you guys. You all are such great leaders for OKH. Miss Kathy Oler's in here watching. She gave you a shout out, Miss Lynch. She said you rock that backpack class. Great kiddos. Let's see. Amy Kunda from Bloomfield Elementary. She popped in here and said, "This is such a great discussion. I love that our district has placed such an importance on community building in the schools, but also promoting belonging in our greater community." So let's see here. Oh, look, Miss Kathy. She is hopping in with a Spalding House shout out down here. Soar with the Eagles. So good stuff happening, you guys.
Awesome, guys. So we are going to end with our energizers. So we've been really spending lots of time excavating gifts at OKH. And so as you've seen with the architects and our backpack kiddos, there's lots of different gifts. So right now it's all you, Mia. Looks like her screen has frozen up a little bit.
I know. I
So
was just about to say, Mia's an energizer, right?
she is an energizer. She's got almost as much energy as me.
Energizer's in the house. I'll do a dance until she. Oh, there she is. Okay.
All right, Mia, turn your mic on, baby.
All right, sorry it froze for a second.
Hit it, girlfriend.
All right, so what I do as an energizer, I have been working with my peer Spencer, who couldn't join us today, but we have been working really hard on the news, and the news is where we just like we present everybody else's talents, not only ours, but like the whole school's talents and achievements. Like we've interviewed kids on their experience showcases, which was in December which was their achievements to show their parents. And, it's just been a really good experience for me. And I feel like it's got not only my name out there, but the whole school's name out there. And I feel like it's just been really, really fun.
So, Mia, what made you want to do be a energizer? What makes you want to do this type of stuff?
Well, I mean, last year I wasn't really like helping with the school. I wasn't really a part of like all of these things. And this year I got a door open for me to actually do these things.
Uh-oh, froze again.
She's frozen again. This is the weirdest thing for Amira. So she was never frozen.
Uh, this is the beauty sometimes of using this format is that you never really know what's going to happen. You're at the mercy of internet connections and coders that have put this stuff together. So
Well,
I do think
okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Brooke, I do think like we can hop in here for a minute. So Energizer started this. This was it this year or last year? I can't remember when we started Energizers, but I think one of the things that we've been talking about for the past several months was around this idea of student energizers because students can play a really important role in a lot of that work. And I know Miss Ruiz and some others at OKH kind of took the leap and started thinking about what that process looked like. Um, it looks like it's back, but Brooke, I didn't know if you wanted to hop in.
She's back. She's back.
Yeah, I keep freezing for some reason.
That's okay. So I think I can't even remember what we were saying now.
So, like, Mia, your gift, right, is like you have got so much energy and you love to be in front of the camera, right?
Yeah.
And you bring our kids' gifts out by doing that. Talk a little bit about that, and then talk about Tanner's gift, where he is behind the camera, and talk about how we excavate his gift as well.
Yeah, so Tanner, which he is our cameraman, and he doesn't really like being in front of the camera. He mainly is behind the camera, and we really should give him more credit than he usually gets because he works really really hard. And when we mess up a lot, because we mess up a lot, he's always there to help us. Like if the mic's in the way, he'll be like, "Hey, that's there." If the lighting's not good, he can help us, and he really helps us more than we help anybody else. And I'm really comfortable on camera because I've been in front of like a lot of people, and I've been on camera a lot. Like I dance.
Oh, this is so fun. Like I've never seen it that quiet.
I feel like she was about to say that she dances, and I don't know if she's not watched this week or not. But when Miss Amy Cundiff was on here with Bloomfield Elementary, we she
Our school.
we heard that
Sorry.
she dances on the news too.
Oh,
So Mia, it looks like you're back. So we were just talking about you saying that you danced on the news, and we've kind of started now this thing like if you dance on the news, then here in just a little bit you might have to dance as part of our Community Brew Live. We might have to see what those dance moves are, and Miss Cunn for that.
Yeah, I had to quit in fifth grade for other sports, but I danced for 7 years with Dance Pros.
yeah. So you might have to dance. So how do you guys, you and Spencer and Tanner, use your energy to energize our space at OKH with the kiddos? How do you find the kids to excavate their gifts?
Well, we have interviewed and we videoed a lot of like students' gifts, and um, it's hard to explain. You see, the news they give us prompts every day of like students' gifts and our achievements at our school, and we will go out and video them and interview people. Like we've interviewed a lot of like the sports kids and how they've um, gotten better or their achievements during the sports seasons. And I feel like sometimes, it might not be big right now, but one day our news could be pretty big. And our news could get out to other people and maybe their opportunities could get really big. So like maybe if we present one of the basketball games, maybe if it gets out to like not just OKH or Nelson County, maybe somebody out there would be like, oh, they're really good, and they could like help us get better, or they could get our name out there.
Good stuff. Brooke, Chase, anything from the chat?
Oh yeah.
So go ahead with the chat, Brooke, because there's some fun stuff over there. It looks
Oh
like
yeah.
Miss Mia has a lot of diverse talents. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Brooke.
Yeah. Well, I know. I was just about to say we've got Miss Ruiz over here saying that you sing,
Yeah.
and Miss Evelyn talking about your volleyball. And you got Miss Amy Cundiff in Bloomfield a little nervous about showing her up with your dance moves. So I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So Mia, what is this something that you do in the news? Is this something that you might want to look at doing in the future for a job, or is it just something that's fun? What does that look like?
So really last year I didn't have a clue of what I wanted to do like in the future. And this year I think that this news and everything has really made me think about my future. And I really, really enjoy doing the like film and the news. And I feel like maybe it could be incorporated into my future one day.
That's awesome. I think that's the power of creating these types of experiences for you guys at school is doing this work. And if you were to think about maybe a couple things that you've really taken away or learned from the Energizer process, what are some things that come to mind?
Well, I know last year I was like really, really, really shy. And this year I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna be shy anymore because it's not that fun to be shy. So this year I started, being more energetic and being more outgoing for more people. And the news really helped that so that I could, because talking in front of a lot of students is not very easy. And last year I could not have done the news at all. I would have been like, no. And so I feel like that has helped me a lot with like my personality and stuff.
Well, I have a question. So, if, which I love hearing you say that because I think that, I'm going to make my own children come in here and rewatch this because that's really important, like to recognize that, you weren't super outgoing and you were really shy and then you really pushed yourself into trying new things. So, what's your biggest piece of advice for maybe kiddos who are younger than you? Who do feel like maybe they're shy, they're scared to try new things. Like, what advice do you have for somebody like that to put themselves out there?
Well, really, this year it did take some time because I really wanted to be more outgoing last year, but it didn't really work. So it did take some time, but I just had to be, I had to talk to more people, which I was kind of scared of last year. And I just needed to be able to talk in front of more people. And, I also, a really big help was joining drama because I did that. I joined at kind of the end of the year last year, and that actually really helped a lot because it helps me realize that talking in front of a lot of people wasn't really that hard. And it did take some time and effort, but really you just got to put yourself out there. And it might be scary and it might be hard, but soon enough it'll be easier.
Good stuff, Mia. Good stuff, baby
That,
girl. Proud of you.
Thank
that's
you.
awesome. We talk a lot in our district about our purpose of empowering lives and excavating gifts. And I think a lot of the stuff that you guys have talked about today, it really gets to the heart of this idea of empowerment, right? Like being able to meet people and communicate with people and talk in front of people and kind of come out of our shell and um, I think that's the power of the arts. I think it's the power of student leadership. I think it's the power of architects and energizers and the backpack leader course. Like the power of that is not just that you get to do some cool things, although you do, but that you really get to have these experiences that empower you and make you into a human being that you want to be and that you're proud of and that you otherwise wouldn't have been without those experiences. So I think that's really cool. You guys spoke to that really well today, and I really appreciate the diversity of things that you guys kind of showcased today, and excited for the future of OKH. I know that you guys are continuing to think and plan around what these types of experiences are that the Wildcats need to have, and it's going to be really cool to see that happen over the future. So, Brooke, if you want to wrap us up, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. I do have to give you one more quick shout out, Mia. Miss Reynolds over on Facebook. She's watching over on the Facebook land, and she gave you a little shout out for being the songbird of the basketball team. So, I mean, I don't know, girl. I feel like maybe we're spirit animals, but I'm definitely not like as multi talented as you. But you sound like a cool
Thank you.
chick. I love it. So, thank you guys for hanging out with us this morning. Definitely show these kiddos some likes and love out there in YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate you all giving your time away for us this morning. And don't forget, we have story time at 2 with a very special OKH Wildcat that you don't want to miss. So pop back over to YouTube and Facebook for story time at 2 today. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Chase, who's tomorrow? Is it Foster Heights? I think Foster Heights Showcase tomorrow.
I think so. Yep, I believe so. That's right.
Sounds good. Well, you all have an impossible day, and we will see you again this afternoon and then again tomorrow.